Over the last couple of days, a wave of significant LEGO leaks has emerged, revealing several high-profile collaborations and upcoming releases across multiple franchises, including a first-time partnership with Dragon Ball, new Marvel sets, and an expanded Star Wars lineup. According to the leaker Maniac67, LEGO is preparing to launch its first Dragon Ball themed set in November, and that still feels very weird to say out loud. This will mark LEGO's first expansion into anime-inspired properties, as we have no idea when Yu-Gi-Oh! Is going to hit the shelves. The leaked information suggests that this will be a display set, though specific details remain limited at this time. Also, the leak says Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z. There is a difference between the two, so depending on what age we're working with here, will depend on what we get. My current train of thought is that we have two possible directions for this set: a brick-built Shenron, a brick-built Great Ape, or maybe even a brick-built Goku riding on the Cloud Nimbus. However, I have my concerns about this display set designation, as those sets kind of typically prioritise presentation over playability and minifigures. But this set needs minifigures. Dragon Ball without minifigs would be such a missed opportunity. Small characters on dramatic builds just work so well, and I really hope LEGO understands that. If you look at previous anime-inspired builds from other brands like Fantasy, who have found success with smaller scale builds, I can't hope that LEGO follows their example for other sets in this theme later on down the line. Also, it is so great to actually finally have more information about this. We spoke about this over a year ago in this video, and to have confirmation that it's actually real, it's awesome. Also, if your Dragon Balls don't work, try working the shaft.
Did you tell him to work the shaft?
Yes, Lord Guru.
Good work now.
Moving on to the mighty world of Marvel, thanks to new information from LEGO Minecraft Goat, fans can expect a new version of the Helicarrier in set 76354 with 3,057 pieces, retailing for just shy of $400. We also have a buildable HERBIE, no, not the car, the Fantastic Four's robotic assistant. They will either be set 76345 or 76347. There's still no confirmation on what set number they will be, but the set will be retailing for $60. While it's nice we're getting another Fantastic Four set, I can't help but wonder why we didn't get a Fantasticar build. The ever-reliable leaker Carter Bricks has reported that the 2026 Marvel Advent Calendar will release in September for $45, and we now know 3 confirmed minifigures: Ghost Rider, Christmas Wolverine, and Christmas Doom. Yes, Dr. Doom. Also, can I go on record here and say wish granted, because I asked for Santa Doom and the X-Men in this video. So you're welcome. But this is pretty darn huge, especially Wolverine, since we never had the X-Men in a Marvel Advent Calendar before. Of course, the big question is whether Dr. Doom based or tied to Avengers Doomsday, or sport his comic book appearance. Personally, I think it's more likely this is going to be movie based, given how much Marvel and LEGO are pushing this film. Either way, this calendar is shaping up to be a must-buy. We finally have confirmation of the Spider-Man Brand New Day wave. The flagship set appears to be set 76350, Spider-Man Vs The Hulk at the office. Priced at $90 with 534 pieces, based on recent releases, I'm expecting this to follow the modular building format we've seen with the Daily Bugle and last year's Oscorp Tower. Next up is set 76349, the Prisoner Transport, which will be made up of 367 pieces for $60. I'm guessing this will be something similar to those LEGO City Prison Transport vehicles, though it could surprise us. Although, for me, fingers crossed, the Prisoner Transport comes with the MCU Punisher and Scorpion, who's apparently in this movie as well. LEGO has officially revealed its Star Wars lineup tied to the upcoming Mandalorian film. The collection spans from a $40 Brickheads pack to a $150 Razor Crest set, and while the new sets are impressive, the pricing is hard to ignore. The most visually distinctive set in the wave is set 75445, the Anzellan Starship, a 701-piece build priced at $75. The ship was designed around the micro figure scale, which makes for an unexpectedly charming interior. The set includes 2 different Anzellan designs, each with distinct face prints and subtle differences, as well as a partially dismantled battle droid being scrapped for parts, and a Grogu figure in Mandalorian armor. This is the same one that is included in the Razor Crest set. The New Republic X-Wing set 75406 is a 558-piece set priced at $70, and it is arguably the strongest build of the wave. The colour scheme is immediately eye-catching, the engine detail is among the best we've seen on any LEGO X-Wing to date. You get 3 minifigures in this set. Colonel Ward appears with an exclusive helmet print, while Carson Teva makes his LEGO debut, who also comes with his own exclusive helmet print. The astromech droid included here is distinct enough from last year's ARC 170 version, with some slight differences in printing that makes it a worthwhile exclusive. The wave also includes a Brickheads 4-pack featuring the Mandalorian, Grogu, now in Beskar armor, an Imperial Remnant Snowtrooper, an Anzellan, and Colonel Ward. At $40, it offers competitive pricing with the Brickheads line, where single figures have recently climbed to $13 each. We've got the brand new Razor Crest 75447, sporting a sleek new yellow paint job, and the details alone make it look so much better than the previous playset. Although the build does seem slightly smaller than the previous versions, it's still very clean design-wise. Of course, the real highlight for this set is the minifigures. We're finally getting Zeb, dual molded arms, dual molded legs, and the excellent molded head is returning, and he looks absolutely incredible. We're also getting a brand new Grogu minifigure, and this is easily the best one LEGO has ever made. No more baby torso, this new mold looks perfect. We're also getting minifigures of the Mandalorian, a Stormtrooper, and Sigourney Weaver, whose character name I have completely forgotten. This set does look good, but my main issue, as it is with all Star Wars sets, is the pricing. We have Grogu, Mandalorian Apprentice, 75446. This set features a brick-built Grogu. It's very similar to the previous buildable versions, but includes a new armor from the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. And alongside this build, there's a display plaque with a new Grogu minifigure. And then we have set 75444, AT-AT Attack. This set includes a buildable AT-AT walker, a turret, snow scenery elements, and minifigures including a Snowtrooper, which I think is using the old Shore Trooper helmet mold, the Mandalorian, and Grogu. Again, I think this looks solid. Both the walker and the turret look complete and are decent builds. Again, is the pricing issue. Set 75459, the Mandalorian Imperial Shuttle. The set will retail for $140 and will be made up of 961 pieces, featuring an impressive minifigure lineup, including the Mandalorian, 2 Stormtroopers, Moff Gideon, Pen Pershang, and Fennec Shand. It's a solid character roster, and I'm genuinely curious to see how LEGO has designed the shuttle itself. Moving on to something festive once again, according to Flown Clock Owl, the 2026 Star Wars Advent Calendar will carry a Mandalorian theme, featuring Moff Gideon, a holiday Mandalorian variant, an X-Wing pilot, a Jorah, an IG-11, and updated Grogu figure, and of course various mini builds. Batman is getting a remote-controlled tumbler thanks to a brick clicker. We've got fresh intel on the Batman lineup. Set 42239 will be a remote-controlled tumbler featuring 719 pieces at $180 with a targeted July release window. At least they're trying something different with this theme at last, though I'm not sure if this was the right direction to go in. And there are 2 intriguing sets on the horizon. I believe these fall under the architecture or icons theme. Set 80120. Carp jumping over the Dragon Gate will retail for $60, while set 80121 will be Song Dynasty Architecture. Both are scheduled for the 5th of May. As someone who's always been fascinated by traditional Chinese architecture, I'm particularly excited to see how LEGO interprets these designs. And Tintin's moon rocket details have been revealed. Set 21367, Tintin's moon rocket. The set will contain 1,283 pieces and retail for $160 with the 1st of April release date. And the good news for Tintin fans, minifigures will be included in the set. Bricky News has been busy bringing some pretty darn awesome news about some upcoming LEGO magazine releases. For Star Wars fans, we've got a Phase 1 Clone Trooper pilot in the next issue of the LEGO Star Wars magazine. As for the Ninjago fans out there, you are in for a treat. First off, we have the new J Dragonform minifigure, which should be out in March in the Ninjago magazine. This minifigure you can currently only get in one set and an upcoming book, if I remember correctly. The Ninjago Legacy magazine will have Nox and the Legacy Kai minifigure. I'm assuming that they will come in a collector's tin, as this magazine often has minifigures in tins. And finally, we have a complete Zane robot mech in a special edition release. This is pretty much the same build from the Combiner mech set, just minus the central chest piece and the stickers. But honestly, it's hard to argue against the value that you are getting here. These magazine offerings certainly represent substantial value, and you have to wonder what else these magazines have in store for us for the rest of the year. For the official reveals, we have the brand new LEGO Ideas set 21366, Floating Sea Otter. This set will include 1,234 pieces, retailing for $110, and will release on the 1st of March 2026. Honestly, I think this set looks good. The price feels fair for what you're getting. LEGO have changed it around somewhat from its original idea submission. I don't think they needed to, but both versions look good, and overall this just feels like a really solid ideas release. Next up, LEGO Art has officially revealed set 31220, Bridge Over a Pond of Lilies. This set includes 3,179 pieces, will retail for $250, and will also release in March 2026. Now, I'm not really an art set person, I prefer a more traditional approach to art, but I think LEGO have done a really good job at capturing the original. The textures, the colour work, it all looks fantastic. However, this is probably going to be a pain to build as there are lots of those small pieces that you need to use, which already tells me the build experience is going to be painful. Still, visually, it's one of the strongest LEGO art sets I think we've seen in a while. Set 11378, the Douglas DC-3 commercial aircraft. This set will include 1,193 pieces, retailing for $220. This will also release on the 1st of April 2026. The shaping, the proportions, the detail on this set look really good. This is going to be a gorgeous display piece, especially for aviation fans. And we got the official reveal of this big blue ship, set 40955, the Maersk dual fuel container vessel, with 1,516 pieces priced at $150. It's a nice build sitting proudly on a sleek black display stand, but I can't help but feel some aspects of this set might be a tad repetitive. We've also got official images of the new gift with purchase set 40885 Duck Family from the LEGO Creator theme series. The building set contains 262 pieces and the build makes a mother duck and 3 small ducklings. Details on availability and specific conditions are currently not known, however the gift with purchase will be available from mid-February. And thanks to LEGO, we've got a blurry look at Botanical set 11506, Happy Plants 2, The Search for More Money. For Ninjago fans, we have set 71867, the X1 Ninja Charger 15th Anniversary Edition. This will be the last release tied to Ninjago's decade-and-a-half milestone. Hitting shelves the 1st of June 2026, the 691-piece set carries a $90 price tag. Longtime fans will recognise it immediately. The set is a modern reimagining of the 2014 X1 Ninja Charger, Kai's original car, rebuilt with 200 additional pieces. LEGO has kept the signature red and black colour scheme intact, adding updated shaping, making it feel more refined, though a tad bit more over the line than its predecessor. There are 3 minifigures included in this set: Kai, the returning General Cryptor, and most notably for collectors, the Elemental Master of Shadow, appearing for the first time ever and displayed on a stand alongside a special anniversary coin. The biggest surprise of the week came from LEGO Ideas set 21368. Peanuts, Snoopy's Doghouse. This will mark the first time the famous Beagle has been rendered in LEGO brick form. Also launching the 1st of June 2026. The set contains 964 pieces and will retail for $90. The brick-built Snoopy is almost entirely white, a bold cool that plays off, lending the figure a clean, instantly recognizable quality. Printed eyes and the simple black ears and nose handle the expression work, and the rounded head captures something generally close to the original illustration style. Snoopy himself functions as a 3-in-1 build, with alternate leg configurations allowing him to be posed, standing, sitting or lying down in his characteristic rooftop sprawl. Woodstock is included as a smaller companion figure, built in bright yellow and scaled to feel appropriately petite beside his larger friend. The set also includes 2 display options drawing inspiration from the classic Peanut strips: Snoopy and Woodstock stargazing atop the doghouse and the pair roasting marshmallows by a campfire. It's a restrained, affectionate piece of design work, and for a property that has resisted over complication for 75 years, the approach feels exactly right. And now to distract you from all the shiny leaks and news and ask you a question. What if play wasn't a break from learning and work, but the engine behind them? That's the question at the heart of Play at TED, a newly announced partnership between TED and the LEGO Group. The collaboration seeks to challenge conventional thinking about play and position it into something far more fundamental, a cornerstone of learning, innovation and creative problem solving that extends well beyond childhood. This will represent an ambitious effort to elevate play in the public consciousness. The gathering will bring together parents, educators, and explore how creative play shapes young minds and why it matters just as much for adults. Expect discussions on play as a mindset, imagination as a problem-solving tool, and the surprisingly practical applications of what many still dismiss as just having fun. As the UN's International Day of Play approaches this June, Play at TED represents LEGO's latest effort to prove that play deserves a seat at the table when we discuss education, workforce, development, and human potential. So yeah, so far 2026 is already shaping up to be an absolutely insane year for LEGO. So far. Let me know in the comments. Are you excited for LEGO Dragon Ball? Are you going to be picking up any of these Star Wars sets? And which of them is going to be a day one buy for you? As always, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a most wonderful day. Bye.